Haiku. From balconies viewed, as more feet cross the hinges, I see happy space.
It is French for please reply. The host would like to know if you accept or decline. That is, will you be coming or not? And since I know your host, consider this my class on etiquette. Lesson number 1. It is a common courtesy in every culture to comfort the conscience of the addressee. Like, when I was a child, one of my peers wanted to impress me, so he addressed me with a note that I'm sure that you all could quote. It read,
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today is Monday, Music Monday at www.poeticexpressions.com. And glad to be back. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. And also check out the updates that were made this past weekend on my website. Again, that's www.poeticexpressions.com. There's a whole new look. Make sure you subscribe to that as well to get the latest updates, news, and blogs that I write weekly. And also, there's a new poem that I posted on my website, which will be featured in my new book coming out later this year. So in case you haven't seen any of my tweets, if you have, you kind of know what that book is titled, but I can't give it away just yet. But be on the lookout for more info on that. But back to the music for this week. This is a first, or a first in a long time, I should say, Poetic Expressions. I'm doing 3 CD reviews today. I reviewed Robin Thicke's new CD, Paula, Trey Songz' new CD, Trigger, and for the sake of this video, I'm reviewing ShySpeaks, her new EP, and it is called Invited. I've been a fan of hers for a few years now, and her first EP was called Addicted. Very, very good EP. If you don't have it, make sure you go to her website or either iTunes and make that purchase and check that out. It's a very great investment, and it's also spiritually based. It's Christian music. She's a rapper and a singer, and what also makes her even more interesting than that, because there are some rappers and singers out there now, but she's also a poet. As a poet myself, I can definitely appreciate that she incorporates that into her music. So her music has a little bit of spoken word put to music. She also has, of course, her rapping, and then the singing, which is all compiled in there together. With this Invited EP, I can really see her growth between the 2 EPs, and both of them are conceptually based, but this one in particular really drives home that whole invited concept. The whole concept of the EP is basically saying how we have to invite God in just in the same way that he invites us in. You know, there's pretty much an open invitation, and it's ours to either accept it or reject it. So she cautions us against that. It's more cautionary, I would say, than the first EP. The first one was a little bit more preachy, kind of in your face. This one is, she's dropping hints and anecdotes here and there, and it's really just kind of for you to, again, accept or reject, which I think is awesome because, again, that fits the invited theme and concept that she set here. The intro and the outro is awesome on this CD. She mixes a little bit of the spoken word, rapping, and singing, even a little bit of auto-tune, which is something that I'm kind of leery of when artists do, because it's something that's been so overused in the last few years. But she's done it very tastefully here, and only uses it a little bit, and I think, again, it's was tastefully done. So great addition there on the intro for Invited. Also, the next song on there is called Go, and that song pretty much just takes a jab at Christians and just people in general, saying things like, oh, I'm waiting on God to do this for me, or I'm waiting for this opportunity, waiting for that. And it really just takes it by the reins and takes ownership and says, you know, what about you going out there and getting it, as opposed to just waiting for things to happen. So great message there. But I will say my all-time favorite, or my most favorite song on Invited, is a song called Heaven. It just totally contradicts the title of the song in the sense that it's very grimy, edgy, not something you really expect from a song titled Heaven. When I think of heaven, I would think of a song that's kind of soft, melodic, you know, maybe light, airy, but it's anything but that. And it's a great song, and her delivery here is very aggressive, which I think works well because the rest of the CD is not so much like that. She has a very confident presentation, but I wouldn't say necessarily aggressive, except for this song. Also, another song that's definitely worth checking out, if you go to her website, ShySpeaks.com, there's a single called Guest List. And it's really awesome. It wasn't featured on the EP, but it's definitely worth checking out and downloading. Which you can also get her CD Invited through her website. Again, that's ShySpeaks.com. And you can also pick it up at iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, and Google Play as well. And another song I think on here that's very worthy of noting is a song called P versus R. It's about 5 minutes long. She doesn't do any rapping really or singing, and it really doesn't even have a chorus. But the story is so intriguing that by the time the song is up, it really kind of leaves you wanting more. And she's talking about pretty much the dating scene and how this guy, in short, basically says, you know, God's told me you're the one, and then he kind of retracts and eases back and says he wants to take things slowly, which I think a lot of people, especially in the Christian dating scene, that's something that, you know, is a reality, it's something dealt with. And I commend her for giving a female Christian perspective, but at the same time not male bashing. So make sure you pick up, again, her Invited EP, iTunes, again, or at her website, ShySpeaks.com. And also go to PeauxeticExpressions.com today to check out my thoughts on Trey Songz and Thicke. In case you don't know, one of them clearly outsold the other this week. And also, you'll get a glimpse at which one that I actually liked better out of the two. So, again, there's 3 album reviews this week: ShySpeaks, Trey Songz, and Thicke. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Poetic Expressions, and I will see you all in another 2 weeks.
Put your hands in the air, Trigger. Put your hands in the air. What's that on that beat?
All I wanna do is keep it light, keep it light.